Well, my name's Miranda. I came here to talk to you guys today about hand hygiene. Do y'all know what hand hygiene is? No? Oh, well, hand hygiene is just good hand washing skills. And, knowing how to keep your hands properly clean. Does that sound good to you guys? Can I talk to you about that today? Good. How many of you guys wash your hands? Show of hands. Put them up. All of you? Really? That's awesome. Well, I'm going to just be talking to you guys about the steps of hand hygiene, going through the proper ways so you can do it every time and you're washing your hands really good every time. I'm also going to talk to you guys about when you should wash your hands and why we wash our hands, okay? We'll start with when we should wash our hands. Do you guys know when you wash your hands? Tell me when you wash your hands. Let's see. Yes, good. We wash our hands when we eat. Awesome. When else do we wash our hands? After we go to the bathroom? Did I hear that? Yeah, we do. We wash our hands after we go to the bathroom. When else? We wash our hands after we sneeze. Yes, after we sneeze or cough, we wash our hands. We also wash our hands when we're around sick people, right? Yeah, when we're around sick people, we need to wash our hands more. Good. When else do we wash our hands? When we go outside, there's a lot of dirt outside and there's grass and, we play and we use equipment. And we need to wash our hands after we play outside to get all of that off, right? Yes. We also wash our hands after we play with our pets. Like your dogs and your cats. Yeah, they have a lot of, sometimes they might be dirty and they can have germs on them, if they go outside and stuff like that. So we need to wash our hands after we play with them. We also wash our hands after, if you get a boo-boo and you get cut or something like that, you need to wash your hands before and after touching a boo-boo, okay? After you touch one of those cuts, if you have an accident. There's one more. You also want to touch, after you touch garbage, you want to wash your hands. If you have to take out the trash, if your parents make you do that for chores or something like that, you're a little young for that. But if you do, then you need to wash your hands, okay? Awesome. Those are really, really good. Do you guys have any more that I left out? Not that you can think of? Okay, that's good. So these are all good times when you should wash your hands. Next, we're going to talk about why it's so important to wash our hands. Do you guys know what germs are? I know you've probably heard of them. Yeah, germs are, they're like little teeny tiny, almost like bugs, and they're all over the place, and that's what makes us sick when we don't wash our hands. They get all over our hands, and if we, eat or we touch our face and our mouth, they can get inside our bodies, and that's what makes us sick. What are some other words for germs? I just said one. Yeah, right. Bugs. Bugs. Some people call germs bugs because they're little tiny and they're almost like bugs. Bacteria. That's a big word, but that's another word for what germs are. What else? Germs, they cause viruses, right? So sometimes they're the virus germs, that's what they're called. That's a type of germ. The cold, yeah, that's a germ. That's what's causes your stuffy nose and your If you ever get a headache or a fever, that's when germs get inside you and they cause those sorts of things. What else? The flu, right? If you've ever had the flu, I know it must have been miserable, right? Because you have the stuffy nose and you have the cough and the fever, and that's caused by germs that go around. When you don't wash your hands, you're more apt to get something like the flu, right? Yeah. We don't want that, do we? No. All right, so now that I've talked to you about when you should wash your hands and why you should wash your hands too, we're gonna go on and talk about how we should wash our hands and what steps we need to take to make sure we wash our hands really, really good every single time, okay? So you get up to the sink, you're in the bathroom and you go up to the sink. What's the first thing you do to wash your hands? What do you guys do first? You turn on the water, yeah, and then what do? You get your hands wet. Good, good, awesome. You get your hands wet. Good. Now what do you do next? You get your hands wet and you put soap on your hands, and then once you got soap on your hands, you lather them up. When you lather your hands, you get all those soap bubbles and you make all kinds of big soap bubbles. And you get it all over your hands. You make sure you get, in between your fingers and around your fingernails when you lather your hands up with the soap, okay? Next, what do you have to do to get all that dirt and germs and get them all off of your hands? What do you do next? Right, you scrub your hands. You scrub them back and forth really, really hard. Because you have to get all of those nasty germs. So you scrub, 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 okay? Now after you've wetted your hands and you've lathered all the soap up and you've scrubbed all those germs away, how do you get them off? Right, you get water and you put your hands under the water. So you're gonna rinse off your hands after you've gotten all of that soap and those germs. You're gonna have to get them off. So you put your hands under the water and you rinse them. You rinse it all off. Now last step, your hands are wet, right? So what do you do next? What's the last step? You dry your hands. Good job, guys. You're gonna dry your hands. Because you can't walk around with wet hands, no. That wouldn't be very fun. So you're gonna dry your hands, and you can dry your hands off with a towel, or you can dry them with, a paper towel, or anything like that. And sometimes bathrooms have those little cool things that, dry your hands, those automatic ones. Yeah, those all work. Good, so we've talked about when we should wash our hands. We've talked about why we should wash our hands, and we've talked about germs, and we've also went through the steps, right? So next I'm gonna do an activity with you guys. Is that all right? Good. So we talked about germs. Do you guys know how they're transported? How they go from one place to another? They go by us touching things. They go by humans, and they go by the air sometimes, and they'll go through water, but a lot of times they are transported by us, right? So in the movies, sometimes their germs are kind of cute in some movies and stuff like that, and they look really furry and fun, but they're really not. That's what makes us sick, and that's what I told you about earlier, right? They make us really, really, really sick. So in front of you on a little plate, you have a little bit of glitter and a little bit of paint, right? Awesome, and you guys have all kinds of different colors. So what I want you to do is I want you to take your hands and I want you to rub it around in that glitter and paint, okay? Just rub, soak your hands in that glitter and paint, right? Okay, so now your hands have a bunch of glitter and a bunch of paint on them. What do you want to do with that? I want you to look to your neighbor on either side, and I want you to give them a high five, or I want you to shake their hands, or even give them a fist bump. And you also have a tablecloth on your table, and you can, put your handprints down on there too, okay? Go ahead and do that for me. Awesome. So now I want you to turn to your other neighbor and do the same thing. I want you to give them a good high five, shake their hands, or give them a fist bump. Go ahead and do that now. Awesome. Good job, guys. So there's a magnifying glass that's going to be going around, okay? And I want you to when you get the magnifying glass, I want you to take a look at your hands, okay? Now, when you look at your hands, you'll probably notice that you have bunches of different colors and different types of glitter on your hands than when you started out, because you only started out with one type of glitter and one color paint, right? Yeah. So now you have a bunches of different kinds of paints and glitter, and your table has the glitter and the paint all over it, right? That's exactly how germs work. They go, and when you touch your friend and you touch your neighbor, that's like transporting germs between you guys too. And also when you touch the table, you're putting germs on the table, and the table's putting germs on you, just like that. Just like that glitter and paint. That's how germs work. And you wouldn't, go and eat with all that paint and glitter on your hands, right? That wouldn't be fun because it might get in your mouth. That's exactly what you need to wash your hands for, is because germs work the same way. You want to get all of the germs off of your hands before you eat so they don't get in your mouth and they don't make you sick, okay? Everybody understand? Awesome. So what we're gonna do now is everybody's gonna get up. Yeah, get up. And you guys are gonna show me what you learned, okay? So we are going to go wet our hands. We're going to lather our hands with soap. We're going to scrub all that glitter and paint and germs off. Then we're going to rinse off our hands and dry them, okay? Just like the steps we went through. And you're gonna show me how well you learned this, okay? So let's all go over to the sink and we're gonna all wash our hands. Thank you guys for listening. Let's go.